Melbourne, really? Already you fucked up. Just setting up the party, don't worry. Two minutes 40 into a practice session, there's already an alpha in the wall. And there's that similar corner just coming into the detection zone for the DRS straight. Absolutely tragic. Starting the lap intermediates, we don't know a reference lap, so he's going into this blind. Slam on the brakes at about 80 meters. Easy, just wrestle the car along. It's all about keeping the car on a dry line as well. If you touch the wet, like he has there, you just lose the rear and you're done for. It's done well to keep the car though. Now we're into the fast sector. Don't want to push the car too much, you can easily lose the rear. Touching the grass is not what you want to do. We're not expecting a wet race, so take this entire session with a pinch of salt. Oh, loses the car coming out of the turn. And we have a fast approaching Williams of Exotic. Setting purple rain so far in the first sector. Looking very tidy. Once again, that corner's looking like a problem. Brilliant car control by the Williams driver. Purple again. Well, it's going to be purple, but, you know. Doing great. Now the final 2 turns, we've got to get this absolutely brilliant for the entry. Don't go off like the Alfa Romeo just has of Juan. Lucky to keep the car on the track. Not exactly there. Reference lap of a 1:21.1. It's really hard to get good lap data when it's wet because you know as a fact it probably won't be raining come the race. Behind them is a Red Bull, moving much faster through the first sector. See if he can do something. He's obviously stocked up on fuel for a few more laps. 150. He did have a spin, and he did lose it on the pit straight as well. Much better car control. Great save. Absolutely awful track if it's raining. Probably one of the worst on the calendar, along with Monaco. Now coming through to the second DRS straight. Gotta get on the throttle the exact right time. Don't take too much curb. He didn't take any curb. Beautiful. This is an improvement, definitely. 1:25.4, still 4.4 seconds off the pace. But to be fair, we don't know what the pace consists of yet. Locks up just a touch. Oh. Don't know about the regulations, but I don't think a practice start is permitted right here. He'll be fine. I think the drivers are just going for fastest lap now. There's no point trying to get any intel for the race. Looks like he's going for a third consecutive lap. He must be stocked heavily on fuel. No, he's got a fourth of a lap left of fuel he has to box. Yeah. Make sure you don't clip the right wall. Beautiful. Pit limiter. Alpha Tauri on track as well as a Renault.
Hetza. I'm not doing a practice start. Emoji happy tears. My game is just fucked.
looking like he's getting much better handling of the car. Quite supreme handling since he's literally got no hands. It's quite a testament to the rest of the grid. Squirrely around this corner. This is meant to be the fast sector, you wouldn't know it. He is setting purple sectors though. He's obviously at one with the car. Very slow. Little to no apex. Some people are going out on soft tyres. This is unprecedented times. Somebody's got to take the gamble first if they want any good laps. Renault gets out of the way by both figuratively and literally fucking himself up. Got much better feel of the car. DRS is now enabled, so there's definitely some lap times going to be increasing now. Probably going to be
an
Bonjour. Just turning off the audio messages, they can get quite annoying. There we go. Sorry about that. Great car control, seems he's literally got no hands. None of them have. Mark of Kenya getting very squirrely. This corner looks like the main culprit. Do not want to touch the curb there. Looks like the alphas are practicing the toe. No, wouldn't have expected it. Or they're just having a little race, you know, for shits and giggles. Just let them do it. Gonna pretend I didn't see that. Jesus. Still getting the revs up. Much faster through the second sector now. Taking much more curb as well, he's taking more risks. We're going to be entering the, what, 115 soon? Obviously not this lap, he's still miles off. Slow and steady. Somebody's gone off and it's the Williams. Exotic. Oh. Jesus. This is uncomfortable. 111, Jesus. Setting two personal best sectors. He's going for another lap by the looks of things. Don't think he has the fuel. Great car control by the only Scottish driver on the grid. Mark of Kenya goes fastest with a 111.0. I expect these lap times to start going down now that people are getting to temperature, getting to grips with the track. Hugging the inside curb there, loses control. He nearly caught the spin, give him credit where credit's due. Oh. Oh no. No, no, no. Obviously practicing donuts for when he wins later today. His tyres are probably blazing up more than a Saturday night in Amsterdam right now. Still got fastest lap. I don't think he can improve on his time now. Oh dear. I think he can activate DRS, I'm not sure though. The sign's just been twatted into oblivion. Oh god. Lap time invalidated. Surprises nobody. It's one way to slow down for the pit. Oh. Okay. I like Mark's way of warming up his tyres. Yeah. One of the main cars on track right now is the McLaren. Don't think he's on a push lap just yet. Maybe he is. This is... oops. He's only on medium tyres, so expect him to fit in nicely in the top 5 if this is a push lap. Track's dried up much nicer. .125, so he was obviously must have made a mistake earlier on in the corner. And Stuart Little is on a lap right now, looks like. Oh, tyres are screeching. I think the red lights have gone out now. You know, I don't think this is a applicable place for a practice start. Stein's up with a 1:10.8 so far on the soft tyres. Mark of Kenya still looking good in mediums though in P2. This is only for reference to see who has the race pace so far. Let's see his telemetry going through the turns. Does he lift off? Does he brake and accelerate? Brake and accelerate, perfect. This turn's probably very similar. Yeah. Low on fuel now, so he's going to take it easy. Snuggle up to Mark of Kenya. They're going to enter the pits together by the looks of things. Don't think it's time for a race just yet as Mark of Kenya lets him past. Although I don't think he knows that he's entering the pits. Fastest lap so far is a 1:10.8 by the driver we're seeing pit right now. Flying lap for Mark of Kenya. Takes very early apex going into that corner straight through third gear. Can drop to 5th quite low in this late in this corner, yes. Now into the fast sector. This is where the wing layouts are going to matter so much. You don't want to lose any time, but you also want to stay safe, especially for a 50% race like this one. The inside curb is deadly, and so is the inside curb coming up here. Takes them both well, stays away from danger, slams onto the DRS. See his telemetry, see if he breaks to 3rd or 4th. 2nd means a healthier line through the next chicane. As he rounds the final corner, the famous banked corner of Zandvoort, slams on the DRS again. Will he improve? Don't think he will. No, he doesn't. Don't think Kachow is racing. He's having an off with everyone in the server right now. It's a shame for one of the championship rivals, not that there's much of a championship left. Mark going for another lap. He's 2/10 away from Stein in the Alfa Romeo. I mean Alfa Tauri. Most cars are on the track right now, other than Juan Van Rocco, yet to have a lap. I don't think Teduardo's going to make a lap, and Tommy's still practicing his start, so I don't think he's got the revs yet. To go on board with the Haas. He must have made a mistake going for turn 1, it's going to hamper him, and he pulls off straight away. Behind him looks like Toss. Very aware driving, making sure to get out of the way. As he goes balls deep in the wall, about 80 miles an hour, that's tragic. Luckily I don't think damage has turned on. Into the one of the only overtaken spots with this track, if I'm being honest. Everyone takes this corner differently. Toss has problems with traction coming out of this corner. He has improved, changing the setup like you said in the server. It's not the worst, although he does clip the wall, gives it a little love tap. Stein's done another lap on those white striped hard tyres. 6 lap through 4th gear, that's very peculiar for a hard tyre stint. Locks up again going into, I think, turn 3. Fast sector. I think Toss is just too far ahead for him to get any turbulent air. Don't want to clip the inside curb too much, does that absolutely splendidly. The activation zone, this will be key for the race, being within a second for the activation zone, because this DRS is almighty, especially with the energy system as well. Taking his unique line through this turn. Toss has crashed it again. He's going to want to iron that out before the race starts. And Darth Spike is coming behind him on an outlap. As we listen on board to the Red Bull. That was the Red Bull. That was tragic. Car's on track right now. Just finishing the flying lap, Andre. As Mark of Kenya, very alert. He's obviously trying to get some good traction. Oh no, he isn't. Pulled out of that. Good tyre management. Fastest lap is still Stein with a 1:89. A lot of people are suffering from a frame rate glitch at the moment. I'll keep you updated. Stuart Little on a push lap on the soft tyres. 6th through 5th gear, you have to drop to about 2nd gear, 3rd gear for this. Does it well, you got to get the traction absolutely right because you won't be braking for it. This apparently 8th gear didn't exist there, but I'm going to let that one slide. Don't think he lost too much time, not going to lie. Peachy sector time. Maybe just gone a touch wide. It's going to put him out of shape for this very dangerous corner. You're going to have to avoid that inside curb. This is different. This is a number 6 Williams borrowed off Mr. Nicholas Latifi. Make sure you do not catch any grass on the outside going into that turn, or it will hamper pretty much the entire DRS. It's like Andre's paused and his AI is causing a lot of problems for Stuart Little. As it looks like this practice session's over, fastest lap goes to Stein with a 1:10.8. Make sure to press spectate this time. I'm not racing this week, although I won last week. Just wanted to slide that one in there. Kachow is racing. Looking to get a lot of drivers in. Everyone's picking the designated vehicle. Welcome back to Eduardo after what, one race on the sidelines. He's very much welcome back. PSH, the reserve driver, is making it. I think this is his first appearance for AlphaTauri. This is a big chance for him. Front runners for pole position this race is going to be the infamous Honzi in the pink Racing Point. Kachow's looking like an outsider for pole position as well. Cornet in the Mercedes is going to be very fast indeed. This is a track he does call it home. He is Dutch, so is Honzi. As it'll be a 50% race with full qualifying. Vehicle damage is reduced. That'll be great for when Mr. Woot does his infamous spin. It won't be a race without him. No, I do not have M&Ms, no. I came drastically underprepared for today. Let's just make sure the race is worth it. The rain, if you can hear me, just remember to pick Mercedes. Yep, that's my boy. Make sure you don't pee in my seat whilst I'm in commentary. "13 drivers so far. We can probably get this up to 20. You know, some people are still joining, some people are fixing some quick internet tweaks. There's some harsh words being exchanged in the discussion channel right now. As Tostakaba calls Domi Lee a dafty. Will this lead to any animosity on the track? We'll soon see. Just trying to invite Stuart Little, he's having problems connecting. That's a shame, I haven't got him invited. Stu. Stuart Little has received an invite. It's up to his internet and the gods of Codemasters if he's able to join in time. As the German drivers are speaking in a native tongue right now, I have little to no idea what they're saying. The two brothers, Pump and Kachow, they always find a way to be wheel to wheel. This is going to be a very difficult track to overtake on. Wouldn't be surprised if there's two brothers in the wall. And now it's the long and anxious wait for everyone to join the session, or at least find a way to. At the moment there are 7 British drivers out of a potential 18. Now, if we count them British, we've also got Woot, who I've just found out at this very moment is Welsh. And of course, Toss, who is very proudly Scottish, the Celtic fan himself. I've also just found out Stein Zapp is Dutch. This is a home track. He got fastest in practice. Can he carry that over to qualifying? Can he finish first in the race? We'll wait and see. So is the rain in my Mercedes. It's going to be an all-Dutch Mercedes team for the first time. Mercedes seats so far are just massive hot seats. I always thought Mr. Woot was English, I'm not going to lie. Still waiting for the championship leader, the Racing Point driver, Honzi. Woot informing everybody that he is Welsh. He lives in North Wales. I'm going to reply to that with a Yisket. Honzi is changing his helmet, obviously. He wants to make an impression. Should have really brought some M&Ms or Skittles or Ripples or something. Minstrels. I have an orange, basically a vegan M&M. I also have a ukulele. I'll play Wonderwall if Toss wins. I drop the ukulele. Yeah, the championship leader should have a gold helmet. There's obviously a lot of consideration going into Honesy. What does he want to wear when he gets P3 in qualifying and cries? Honesy is all alonesy on the main menu right now. We don't know if he's able to join or he's just messing about on the main menu for the fun of it. Another driver has joined. Let's try and find out who that was. Markup, can you boot pump? Can't remember who's already not joined. Let's just catch up on the comments from those of you watching. You know, I'm very new to the... Right, hello Will. Shame that you can't be here. I'm sure you'll get pole and then crash instantly. Yeah, that is true. Why are the using their own flags, you know? If anyone's going to dethrone the Dutch today, it's going to be the mighty Brits, so we've all got to put our differences aside, get the same flag on. Is that 20 drivers, I see? It is indeed. Honesy has joined. Stuart Little still unable to join. I think he's resetting. Cornet in the other Mercedes. For now, an all Dutch Mercedes team. I don't think Charles Leclerc's going to be racing in this. He'll be massively outnumbered. Aston Martin Red Bull going with Domily, Tiny Darspike. Darspike was looking very good in Spain towards the back of the points. The McLaren team, Van Rocco keeps his place. And one of the reserve drivers joins for a race. I think this is the first race in about 4 or 5. Jordi and Teduardo. Teduardo, welcome back for Renault. Starting on PSH, another Dutch driver there. PSH, a fellow Brit for AlphaTauri. Racing Point, the championship leaders, with Mark of Kenya and Honesy, the drivers' championship leader. Alfa Romeo with Toss, still buzzing off the podium in Spain. You know, he got a DNF in Monza the following week, and Juan, very capable overtaker, one of the most exciting drivers we've seen. Andre, another fellow Brit, and Pump, the German driver for the Haas team, brother to Kachow, the German driver for the Williams team, and Exotic. Exotic looking very pacey for the Formula 2 race yesterday in Silverstone. Although I don't think he won any, he is a sket. Let's just hope he heard that. Who's asking why does Merseyside exist? Let's have a look at Honesy's new helmet that he's obviously spent so much time. It looks like a car you'll find on the streets of GTA 5. Teduardo with a very nice yellow and blue helmet, obviously matching the Renault car. Domily with the definitely not in the item shop now helmet. Still Leclerc with the best helmet, although I don't think he's racing. Kachow with the Sebastian Vettel inspired German flag. For everybody watching the stream, who do you think is going to win and why do you think Honesy? I'm getting bullied for my accent. This is discrimination. I don't condone it. Yeah, even the top leagues don't get 20 drivers in a race. So, although there are some very bad drivers in this league, like Van Rocco and Toss, we still have 20 drivers. We should be grateful. I'm not forgetting Mark of Kenya, my sworn rival. The mathematicians calculating the championship lead have just found out we think Honesy's already won the championship. So, we genuinely think Honesy's doing this for shits and giggles. He has no point turning up. He can deadass just put in 25% effort and still crawl home in 10th place. Honesy has not won yet. I dropped out of college, I don't know my maths. Deal with it. The crowd are very fucking loud. I'm used to no fans. Which car's going to be the first to blink? This is a race to see who gets the setup first. Or Corny when he accidentally picks no setup and gets mad. We are expecting a dry race, according to the Red Bull driver, and it is a Haas that blinks first. Although Corny just wants to get his lap out of the way so he can get back to the garage. Nobody wants to be on the streets of Zandvoort alone. Just get this lap done and get back to the garage then. Saying balls to tyre management, he's just absolutely sending it. The Haas and the Mercedes switch. First time I've ever seen a Haas above a Mercedes in real life or in league racing. Current team standings at the moment. Racing Point team have 251 points. It's ahead of Williams with 164. Ferrari are third somehow with 137. So they're going to need a good double point finish with Woot and Stuart Little to close the gap to Williams. Red Bull are on 100 points, spot on. But Mercedes suddenly went from 6th in the championship to 5th, thanks to, I can't remember who, for winning in Monza. Whoever it is, he's a fucking legend. Here comes Corny with the first lap. Let's hope he doesn't get traffic from the McLaren and the Williams ahead. You're probably going to. See how he handles this. He takes more of a wide line coming out of this into the fast sector. Will Ben get out of the way or will he shithouse it? He is British. I'll respect him if he shithouses. No, he doesn't. Someone's going to Corny with a save David De Gea would be proud of. Although David De Gea can't save shit. He's on the DRS, he has to slam onto this, see how much of the chicane he takes. Pretty much all of it. The chicane wasn't in his way today. Great build of the throttle. Second to last corner. Last corner, the infamous banked corner of Zandvoort. Thank God this isn't on account of this year, as Roman Grosjean would fly away. Reference lap 1096. We know Corny can go faster, he knows he can go faster. As he's doing a practice start. Oh no, he isn't. Practice starts and Mercedes haven't ended as well yet. Stuart Little on a flying lap as well, just entering a DRS zone. See how much of the chicane he takes, see if he takes a different line, see if he takes no chicane. No chicane, oh dear. Can still salvage this, can still probably get in the 1.9s if he's lucky, 1.10 maybe. 1.091 by Honzi. Stuart Little with quite a decent swing to give a second sector, and he comes 6th fastest. 1.11.3. Couldn't get into the 1.10s. I think that would be able to cut off for Q3. As there is a Mercedes going, so I think that's corner just on his in lap, yes. We're on board with Darth Spike as he's just started his lap. The Red Bull sounds distinctively different to the other cars, as it is made by Honda. Rest in peace. The car does sound like someone's farting into a Pringles can, but I'm not going to say anything. You know, they're trying their best. If he gets a purple first sector, make sure the Ferrari doesn't hold him up. Although Ferrari and Red Bull, they're close in the championship, I wouldn't be surprised. No, the two Brits stay out of each other's way. He is activating DRS, I wouldn't be able to tell. He takes the chicane. Takes a bit of curb, early apex. Slams on the throttle, he can still get 110 from this. Tiny Dark Spike enters the board with a 1.10.5. That puts him straight in the middle of things. And that's one way to keep tyre temperatures up, I guess. As Ben enters the pits, and we have a Renault doing a lap right now. We think that's Teduardo. Yes, it is. I think Teduardo's on the in lap. Yeah, he's got a lack of fuel. First set of laps are done. It looks like Hondi's fastest for a 1.91. We can expect him to go up to 9/10, maybe a full second faster than this. As we have a double stack of Haas. This is unusual. As it looks like, yeah, it is. It's Pump who's just left for dead. Looks like the Haas mechanics have forgot he's there, and let's be honest, we forgot he was there too. Outlap right now is Lorraine, another Dutch driver. Darth Spike stays out of his way, as well as taking a bite out of the wall, you know. Must taste nice. As we listen on board to the Mercedes going through a lap. First sector was good. It was purple by the rain as he enters the DRS zone now. Make sure he doesn't take too much of the outside curb. Now let's see how he takes the chicane. Everyone's taking the chicane differently. He probably takes the ideal racing line through it. Kisses an early apex. Slams on the throttle. When I get to about 7th gear, 6th gear. He's dropped to 4th gear. That might have been a whoopsie. So he takes a very inside line. That is, wow, that's a Mercedes 2.3. He's only 1/10 behind Cornet, who's favourite for pole position. Currently it's a Dutch 1-2-3. Kachow is wondering how he can go faster. There's someone behind him. We think it's Toss. It is not. Woot needs a lap. He joined late. Oh, let's make sure Root stays out of the way. Oh, looks like Toss the Cable's safe anyway. You know, some people just want a bite of wall sometimes. You know, as you do. Mr. Root took a long time to join. Took nearly 6 minutes to join, but he is here now. Must be regretting the fact that he is Welsh, and we don't expect anything more from him. He's obviously got the sandbag Wi-Fi. Into the DRS detection zone, slams on the DRS and the throttle at the same time. You can still salvage something that's maybe getting into Q2. It's going to be very crucial for the Renault team, who are the lowest in the standings right now, I think. Yeah, they need a good result from this. They are 29 points off AlphaTauri. And with the way Steinzat's performing, he's going to get points this week as Wout starts his lap. He's going to need some purple rain. Into the fast sector, try not to take any grass, you will hemorrhage lap time. You took that line very well. Purple first sector, that's what he needs. Brilliant apex, keeps control of the car beautifully. The DRS zone. Mr. Woot with the distinct pink helmet. Paying homage to the Constructors Champions Racing Point this year, as he might have pulled off a bit there, a bit too early. Can still salvage this. Oh. Either he's lagging or shit. Oh. Bit of both, as he gets a 1:10.3. As there is a German who has entered P3. It's Pump, the brother of Kachau. 2:10 faster than his brother so far. Kachau, obviously the pole sitter in the last race in Monza, although it didn't win. What am I bad? Honesy just sat snugly, watching everyone try and dethrone him. It's going to take a while. PSH starts a lap. He's currently in P18. Looks like he's using an automatic gearbox, so he's just very smooth with the gears. Whatever it is, looking like a very tidy first sector so far. Might have lifted off just a bit too much there. Drops to 6th gear, this is decent. He wants to get into Q2. AlphaTauri need to start to pull away from Renault in the Constructors' Championship. There is someone on the track, and that is Mark of Kenya. He does stay out of the way. He takes a very weird line through that. Mark of Kenya starting the lap. Oh. Anyone competent starting the lap? It's Van Rocco. Oh. Anyone starting the lap? PSH, commiserations, he lost the traction. Tals has lost traction multiple times. Happens to the best of us. The Renault just sounds very quiet, and sounds like it's still asleep. Renault engines do have a history of falling asleep mid-race. Let's make sure this doesn't happen for Teduardo on his comeback. Pump going into the pits. He's happy with his P3. That's definitely enough to get him into Q2. As the shootout begins to see who can get into Q2. This is crucial for the Renault team. They need this. Mr. Woot, welcome back from anonymity. P10 should be healthy enough to get you into Q2. There is almost a collision. Looks like between Honesy. No, it isn't. I'm just stupid. It's Mark of Kenya. Mark of Kenya and Van Rocco are getting very, very close indeed. Currently none of the top 8 are racing or driving. Andre looks like he's on a flying lap. I just need to start commentating in general. I'm just a curse for everyone. He can still save this if he fucking steps on it. Tragic. Toss looks happy in P6. Kachow P5. They've got Mercedes in second, Mercedes in fourth. Forgot how many points that would be. Mr. Woot leaves again. I think he has time to change his race suit as he is wearing a Renault race suit. Are these pure speculations of a future move? Are Tedwardo's and Jordi's place safe? We don't know. Speaking of the Lebanese driver, here he is. It looks like he handles his traction through that corner absolutely splendid. He goes through the banked corner to, I think he's starting his lap, no he's ending his lap. Oh, he's just not good at this, am I? Hunzi leads by 5/10 ahead of Cornet, pump on purpose. Let's hope not. PSH with a early retirement after deciding to clobber a wall for what we thought was just shits and giggles. We might have lost traction, we don't know yet. Welcome back, Mr. Woot. Still in P10 as it stands, he's doing quite well. Van Rocco, we've heard he's put about 100 laps into time trials, obviously shaken off. He said he was he said to me he was one of the slowest, but it's obviously not looking that way. He's looking much faster than we expected. He starts a lap, drops to third gear. This is brilliant start for the race as he doesn't take any oversteer or understeer. Maybe drops to fifth a bit early than usual. Locks up a tiny bit in the front left. That might hinder him going through the fast section. Does a double downshift to 6th gear, now back up to 7th. Wrestling the McLaren through the right-hander. Now into the tricky inside curb. If you clip it too much, you'll be facing backwards. He clips it a tiny bit. That's healthy though. Slams on the DRS. Good on the brakes. It's easy to lock up going to that chicane. This is looking like a decent lap from Van Rocco. Is this enough to get him out of Q1? This would be very good for the McLaren team. It looks like a racing point in a struggle. It looks like Mark of Kenya. Van Rocco goes P14 ahead of said Mark of Kenya. Just trying to warm his tyres up. Session's over anyway. Looks like Honji's keeping hold of P1 for the time being. Gonna stay quiet for Toss's lap. Enters P5, that's a great lap. Which means he's the highest ranked British driver so far. We're getting our first retirements for the session. Eduardo, is this enough to get him out of Q1? It's going to have to be a good lap. Unlucky for the returning Renault driver. By the looks of things, we do have a Renault in Q1 though. It's Jody. He has pitted. As the drivers are still on the track, return to the pits. Eduardo's qualifying session is over. Well said, Toss. There's all to play for in Zandvoort. One safety car can mix the complexion of the race completely. Any one of these drivers has race winning potential. We've seen it. There's only a few incidents so far. Bit of speed in the pit lane, you only get a warning in qualifying sessions. Mark of Kenya obviously eager to get out there and back in there. No pit stops so far, as he probably would have guessed. A few drivers went out on 2 stints, with Eduardo and Ben Rowe going out on 3 stints apiece, both eliminated in Q1. They will have a free choice though. Now we're into Q2. This eliminates 15th and 11th. We'll have a top 10 shootout for Q3. How many British drivers can we get in Q3? How many Dutch drivers? How many German drivers? Can we get a Lebanese driver in it too? First car on the track so far is Andre again. I think he's been first car on the track both sessions so far. Very eager. On a fresh set of soft tyres by the looks of things. Just going to set a foundation lap for everyone else to beat, or try to beat at least. Doesn't want to work the tyres too much. They can be dreadful for the third sector, especially with the 2 right-handers. Both Hasses are leading the way right now, on track at least. Followed by Van Rocco, who the lead in McLaren in qualifying so far. Then it looks like corny. It is indeed. Andre starts his lap. Takes some weird gear judgments coming through that corner. That's very unique. Obviously got him through Q1, so he must be doing something right. Slams on the brakes, good 180 miles an hour at least. Lose the car. He's lucky not to lose his progress in the lap. There's a Renault come past with Jody. Flies past. Very smartly not using reset to track. That's an instant disqualification at least, or a 10-second penalty. He has the decency to keep it on track. Although, did he hold up a Williams of Kachow? He's only on his outlap, but no, it's not Kachow. It's the other one. It's Exotic. Who's... Oh, we've got a bit of a car park. 5-place grid penalty for Andre, who's just suffered some wing damage. He's now becoming a massive queue. He smartly makes way for Cornet as he's on a flying lap. Cornet, one of the favourites for pole position, 1:10.4 set by a pump on medium tyres. He's favourite for this. See how close to the outside wall Cornet gets on this. Scrapes it into the 1.9s in 1:9.4 by Cornet. Purple rain as he gets all 3 sectors lit up. Looks like a Haas. Is that Andre again? It is indeed. He's trying to stay out of the way. He's got a Honesy, trying not to be impeded. Doesn't look to be impeded as much. Be happy if he gets the 1:10.3s. 1.98 on medium tyres. That is rather meaty. About a championship leader. I'm expecting him to start on medium tyres. In another race he tried medium tyres again. Cornet gets a 5-place grid penalty. I don't know why. Steinsacken improving his lap. No, it looks like he's on an in-lap. People should really say when they're on an in-lap just so I know. I think he's out of fuel as well, or thereabouts. Andre very apologetic in the server. We don't think it's his fault. He had no front wing. Wrestling the Haas along, trying to get out of everyone's way. It's not easy. By the looks of things, Cornet got a penalty trying to avoid Andre as he lost his front wing and was trying to let everyone pass. That's very unfair indeed. Although he is fastest as we stand, so he can only, you know, if he gets pole position, that's only P6. He's still quite far up there. So right now we have 2 British drivers between 3 Dutch drivers. American joining the fun as well. And another Dutch driver looking very strong in the home race. As we go on board to the car that's currently 5th in the championship, Tommy Lee. Obviously gearing up for a absolute flyer. It's got plenty of track in front. unlimited track in front of him with no one. The only person to threaten him is maybe his teammate who's just passing into the chicane now. Don't know what's happened to his teammate. Something must have happened. Like there's a Haas on a flyer. It's like Andre again, this time with a compatible front wing. Just make sure not to stick this one in a wall. Quite a healthy first few corners. Just make sure he doesn't get any bad wake from Toss, who's ahead of him. He enters the fast section of the track. Decent right-hander. Personally, I don't think Andre is at fault. He had a damaged front wing. It's very hard to wrestle the car out of the way, especially around Zandvoort. He can still, if he wants to get into Q3 with a 5-place penalty, he needs to finish at least 4th, maybe 5th. 5th at the latest. And he's going to have to beat a few of the Dutch drivers at least. As he goes 4th fastest, this is... If he gets into Q3 with a 5-place penalty, this is not the worst. Yeah, the 5-place pen is after Q3, but you know, he can still start in the top 10. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. P4 though, 199. It's mighty. I think that's faster than they went last time. Definitely by about 2/10, if I'm not mistaken. Let's have a quick look at the race direct to see the incident so far. Like Van Rocco caught in the middle of it as he's just rejoined the session. As he pits, he should be proud of that lap. Well strung together, especially the first sector. So it's a Williams. Kachow on a flyer. Exotic starts his lap as Kachow's midway through his one. See if Kachow doesn't get any traffic. He's looking like he's struggling. This might just be an in lap, we're not sure. How to avoid. How's Exotic doing so far? He's on the soft tyres. There we go. Be able to see if he sets a good sector. 7/10 up on his last time. Squirmy round that final corner as he enters pretty much just a straight right-hander effectively. We will be starting a new lobby of a custom grid as Exotic backs off. You might just not want to be starting the tyres on soft, not be starting a race on soft tyres, we don't know. Comes the final Renault, seeing as if he can get his car into Q3. Looking looking rather slow going for that corner, but slow in, fast out, as they say. As he's not able to get in, missed that by 2/10 of his personal best. So Van Rocco's in his outlap as well. He might be lucky himself not to get over a penalty. I didn't see anything, but the game's glitchy like that. If some people get a penalty, then the inflictor can get a penalty too. Just a note to all drivers to start on a Q2 tyres. We will be making a new grid. Looking like Zap doing a absolute flyer, staying very close to the inside, puts himself into Q3, definitely into P3. Q3 and P3 is a certainty for Stein, as he's just over a 10 faster than Honesy. Honesy's still on the medium tyres that lap though. He's going to have some healthy soft tyres for Q3. Definitely a favourite for pole position. Signs up saying very much out of the way. And there's a Mercedes in the wall. It's the rain. What happened there? Car number 69. Nice. Well, car number 66. My bad. Oops. Very cautious not to reverse back onto the track and hinder a lap, especially of either Mr. Wood or Stuart Little. It was Stuart Little who nearly got caught up. It looks to be a massive traffic jam. A pump right in the middle here, that's Jerdy through. Oof. Looks like the Renault staying out of trouble. He lets everyone go past. Stuart Little starts a flyer, we go on board with him now. The reserve driver brought in for this race, one of the stewards as well, Stuart Little as he's called. Currently corner F1 is leading by, what, just over a tenth, about 400ths as well, 4,000, sorry. Stuart Little trying to wrestle that car into P10 at least to get into Q3. Be a very good achievement for the Ferrari team, who are fighting the hardest to get P2 in the championship. It's still possible, with a few races to go. Just know that after Netherlands we have Belgium, Spa on October 17th. And we finish off the race in the glorious Silverstone circuit, October 24th. Pin that one to your calendar. Stuart Little pits, backs out. And that's his qualifying session over. How unlucky. One of the Brits eliminated. Let's see how many Brits eliminated so far. Van Rocco, Stewart, Exotic, the American out. Toss luckily making it through, and there's no one racing on the grid right now. Maybe the Hasses, we don't know. Catching up to Exotic, who must be livid after being eliminated. There is a Mercedes on the track. It's like he's just coming into the pits, everyone's coming into the pits, all the flying laps are over. Fastest is corner F1, followed by Domily, the Brit, Pump on Purpose, the German Haas driver. There are two Mercedes drivers in the top four. Honesy will be starting the race on medium tyres. Keep eyes out for him. Could be the master plan by the fastest man. We don't think anyone else will be doing this on medium tyres though. Looks like it would just be Honesy and Toss the Caber who will be starting on medium tyres, so keep eyes out for both of them. Let's just not expect them to be faster straight away. Van Rocco misses out on the lap by 6 seconds. Retire. Look at that though, half a second between the top 10. Kachow took a gamble to try medium tyres and it did not pay off. He'll be livid. Could have easily got into Q3 there on softs. Could have probably got into the top 3, never mind Q3. We will be starting a new grid after this to rectify Cornet's penalty. Don't think it was deserved by any of the 3 drivers, only 2 got penalties. You see you blinked first for qualifying, the fair qualifying session, Q3. In a country known for its major haze, let's see who has the major pace around Zandvoort today. As it's Andre who blinks first once again, by the looks of things. It is. Currently in Q3 we have 2, 3, 4 Dutch drivers. Toss Caber and Honesy, let's just remind you, they're the only drivers to be on medium tyres starting the race. So no matter what happens in this qualifying session, they can go balls deep in the wall for all they care. They are in with a shout for the race win, or at least a podium. It's like the alternate strategy is killer around this track. As Andre starts a lap, gonna need to have it clean and precise. He could still start in the top 10 if he somehow bags this within P1 and P5. Well, this is just a little bit awkward. This Cornet is now the leading car on his lap. The Mercedes driver, his first race for Mercedes, we think. He sets a purple first. Looking to set purple reign. Purple sector 2. The man is on a different level right now as he enters the final 2 corners. Let's see how he takes them. Then go balls deep into the wall. Make sure not to scrape the wall or you'll hemorrhage lap time, as the reference lap is a 109.1. Will that be enough for pole position though? We know Honesy is mega rapid, as here he is now. Le Championship leader. Wait, I'm not looking at him. Shit. Oh, he does. He gets a 109.104, which is just under half a tenth faster than Cornet. As they're looking miles above the rest at the moment. Someone's going to need to close the gap. One of the only cars in the flying lap entering the final corner now. So a lap even gets into the top 5 and get to the top 4 as a matter of fact with 110.0. The Rain making P4 his home at the moment. I think he's got P4 in every session. Darth retired from the session. Looking to have a massive crash there as we go on board with Cornet. Let's see what happened. He might have lost it, we don't know. Might have been trying to enter the pits. What's going on here with Stein? Is he out of fuel? Yes, he is. Make sure he stays out of the way. Taking a bit of curb there. Stein's trying his hardest to move out of the way. Bless him. What a save by the Mercedes driver. We have a Red Bull crossing the checkered flat into the pits. Pump with P4. That is a mighty lap. You know, he's the only German on the grid in the top 10, and he's out-qualified his brother. That's unusual. Kachow, the pole sitter last race, don't forget. Yo, Darth Spike, by any chance were you trying to enter the pit lane and accidentally catch your front left? Cornet on an out lap. Needs to make up half a tenth, which is minuscule. That's an early downshift or a late upshift, we don't know. We don't know where he can make the time. Can he make the time? He's keeping the tyres nice and loosey-goosey. Looks like it's a shootout between 2 drivers as it stands. It's going to be a fight for the ages. The 2 Dutchmen, of course. The Flying Dutchman of NRL. Lap starts for Cornet. He's got a clear track ahead of him. Maybe the Red Bull with Domilee might get in the way. Takes line beautifully, kisses a very late apex. Try not to get any oversteer. Does lock up his front left just a bit there. This might hinder him a tiny bit. Domilee trying to stay out of the way. Does it. Superb. Well done. He's attending the best drivers PS4 has. He sets a purple first. It's going to need to be a mega lap to dethrone Honesy. Brilliant line going through to the DRS straight. Slams on the DRS. Let's have a look at the telemetry. Reaches 190 miles an hour before he brakes. Great line. Try not to get too much inside curb. That can metaphorically fuck you up. It's Cornet with a mega lap. Will this be able to dethrone Honesy? Yes, it is. By another half a tenth. He made up a tenth in that lap. We don't know where, we don't know how, but he did it. Dominique starts his lap. Andre looks to have wing damage as he pits. It's a great lap by Cornet. We expect there to be resistance from Honesy. This is only qualifying. The race hasn't even started yet. It's very exciting. Mr. Woot is lagging. He's trying his best. He's somehow made it into Q3 with his internet problems. Credit where credit is due. They're not setting the first sector alight just yet. Might be able to do something going into the straight as he pulls off. His pull-out game is looking very strong as he pulls out of that lap with just over a sector left. Cornet pits. Very happy with his 109.0. We are yet to see the championship leader. Of course, Honesy, the final remaining racing point. His teammate was knocked out in Q2. Honesy is all alonesy. The other Mercedes driver is currently on the track. Tosta Caber, of course, going for the final 10 now. Let's see what he's able to do. That's enough for P3. Just to note that he will be starting on the medium tyres. That is rather chunky. And here comes Honesy. He's got a vendetta staying out of the way of his compatriot Steins up. This is personal between not just two Dutchmen, but Stein as well. Maybe even the Rain if he gets in on it. Oh, there's a Red Bull. Make sure he gets out of the way for Honesy. Honesy would not want to be held up. Past the Dutchy on the left hand side. Honesy is about to start a lap with here across the line with about 45 seconds, 50 seconds left. Slams onto the throttle, late upshift to 8th gear, trying to get the most of the car now. It's all about the rear wing placement, what he can do with it. Looking expertly done so far as he enters the technical sector. Straight onto the high speed. Will Stein get out of the way? Very twitchy Stein's up, but he goes into the grass to avoid his compatriot. Very good sportsmanship there, not holding him up. Cornet and Honesy, of course, sharing a setup. So they're quite literally in the same car, even down to the transmission. Honesy takes a bit more curb, that might hinder his straight just a touch, although it all matters about the chicane. You win and lose laps, you win and lose races in the chicanes. This is looking expertly done by Honesy. Let's see if he's able to improve. Let's see if he's able to get pole position once again. It's looking good. It's feeling good. And he gets pole by near enough a full tenth, just over a tenth. Is anyone else able to top this? We have a Haas coming through, a Vandre. So Pump. See what Pump's able to do. Is he able to get at least onto the front row? No, he isn't. Stein pulls off. He will be starting P7. We have a Red Bull of Domi Lee. He's looking very fast. Just got to manage the energy. Might run out of energy or overtake by the end of this. I think the energy might have had something to do with it. There's a Mercedes crossing. Corner. Is he able to improve? Yes, he is. Getting pole position by just under a tenth of a second. Very impressed with that lap. Great points for Mercedes as well if he's able to turn this into a win later on. There's a Dutch 1-2, then Pump, the brother of Kachow, in P3. Toss the Caber in P4, starting on medium tyres as well as Honesy. Great lap by Corner. Mr. Woot as well. You know, great job by him being able to get into Q3 with, let's face it, a beetroot as a Wi-Fi provider. It wouldn't surprise me if he's on Talk. As we get ready for a new lobby, it's time for an intermission. Now, Kachow is saying that blue is kinda sus. This is exactly what the Mercedes doesn't want. He's already avoided one penalty. I don't think he'll be able to avoid another one. Don't want to sound biased, but I didn't see Jack. Just checking my Snapchat. Still haven't got a text back. This is a lovely Saturday night. It was a weird line by Corner. It's enough to get him on pole. Yeah, great lap. Stellar lap. Set it to Zandvoort. Look at the amount of British drivers we have on this grid. You can smell the Wetherspoons lager from here. It's quite depressing, as a matter of fact. Juan looked rearing to go, already ready and up. As we reach a crossroads in the live stream, I think it's time for Keza to have a little concert of his own. Under investigation, Corner's Q3 qualifying lap. We just caught the back end of it, but it was an unusual line. I can try and learn the Dutch national anthem on ukulele. Fuck. Ukulele. Um. I I have learnt the British national anthem. This is the cheapest racing event in human history. If I'm just gonna dead ass play the ukulele. The stewards are looking at Cornet's lap to see if he is worthy of a penalty or something. Don't ready up yet. I have no say in the matter, so you know. Completely forgot what time the race was gonna start. Oh, I could. I could just hop in right now. The temptation. Race will be starting in just a minute. Tosta Caber is working on the grid still. Respect to him getting all this done, starting a new grid as well. Just to remind you, Tossa is Honesy and you on the mediums. Everyone else is either soft or free choice. It will be a Dutch one too, but Honesy will officially start from pole position on the medium tyres. So corner from, from one Mercedes driver to another, just send it, lad. You'll need to make up as much of a gap as you can. Tosta Caber still yet to pick a car. This is peculiar. Has he done it? Yes, he has. It's Exotic who's not gotten to his Williams. Now he has. Just wanted to wish good luck to everyone, except Honesy. Best of luck. The cameras weren't rolling, but I actually did beat Honesy in a quick 1v1, and I will boast about it. I'll probably have it on my gravestone. Remember to do your setups, guys, as well. There's going to be a lot of dive bombing. There's going to be more dive bombing now than 80 years ago in the Battle of Britain. Hashtag never forgetty, mon spaghetti. Just reminding people again to pick a setup. You won't be able to change it. Geez, the crowd are loud. Everyone's cautiously picking the setup. It's going to be a very, very important race, especially for the Renault drivers and the Mercedes drivers. They're both looking very quick. There is a potential of, 43 points? 44 points at least per team for the highest ranked team, which is first and second with a fastest lap. All I'm saying is if Renault want a miracle not to finish bottom, then, send it. Hope for a safety car. Stein's up is first. Everyone's picking the setup now. As we'll go on board with Honesy for the start of the race. The formation lap is key to getting a heat in the tyre, especially in the medium tyres. You'll need a good getaway. Gives me perfect time to talk about the rising sea levels. Oh, the two Williams cars look to have made an absolute gash decision, and you know, this might be a master plan. This might be, you know, I, I've seen this before. You know, my first race, I was sat on the grid like a fucking lemon. You know, the tires, you know, get cold. It is an absolute blunder by the Williams racing team. They are disqualified from the formation lap. They still will take part in the race. As Andre is also disqualified from the session. As he rounds the final corner, Honesy, this is crucial for him to at least defend for as long as possible. Maybe even let Cornet pass. You know, the medium tyres have better longevity. Cornet will be trying to create a gap. Maybe Honesy's race isn't with Cornet. Maybe it's with the corresponding medium car, Toss. Starting at P4, he will be starting on the clean side of the track as well. Wishing good luck to everyone as the race is about to start. As the final car, Juan, goes to his formation grid. As we'll be on board with Pump on Purpose for the start of the race. You'll have a clear view of the two Dutchmen at the start. And we're racing in Zandvoort. Honesy gets an awful start, a lot of tyre spinners. Cornet darts into P1. See if everyone gets out of this cleanly, and they do, but no! Juan is in the wall and is looking to be out of it. Let's hope he doesn't reset to track. Toss drops back to P11. What happened to him? Was he bogged down? Was Cornet bogged down? What has happened? It was Andre. It's like the entire timing is messed up at the moment. Don't know what is going on. Cornet is leading as it stands from Pump. The race is not over yet for everyone who crashed. Cornet will be starting to make a gap now. Pump 2. Toss and Honesy should actually work together, not attack each other. That's so far. There's McLaren off and there's Ben. Still has a while to go. It still has at least 15 laps before he can even think about making the stop. And there's a Haas off as well, and there's Andre. Andre takes a massive shunt on the start-finish straight. Stein looks to lose the place to the rain, as he might have another go around the outside. Can he stick it? No, he's not even going to go for it. Commiserations to Andre. He lost the traction going into the final corner. He was a passenger then. Cornet with a 1.2 second lead onto lap 3. Very healthy. Pump would want to be closing if he has any chance of being on the podium or on the top step of the podium, so to speak, for this race. Honesy looking for a little switchback, going through the DRS sector. He will have DRS. This would be an absolutely stellar move around the outside of the chicane, and he doesn't risk it. Different strategies, he wouldn't ever want to risk it there. He's smarter than that. But Toss, however, Toss with balls of steel around the outside as he enters the podium places. That's very healthy for the two mediums drivers, don't forget. Stein with a good view of the action from P6. Cornet is absolutely flying at the moment. He's already ready to lap Andre, who's struggled with front wing damage and a pit stop. And Honesy spins! Let's make sure he doesn't stop ghosting. He doesn't. This is catastrophic for Honesy and Racing Point's title hopes. It won't affect his title hopes too much, but it might take a chink out of his confidence. He only drops to P14 though. It could have been much worse. He could have taken damage. We're not sure that Cornet is aware of what's happened yet, as there's a battle right currently for P2 as Toss is looking to make inroads. Struggling for traction out of the corner very cautiously. He's got 33 laps, doesn't want to push it too much, especially on the tyres that will have the superior longevity on pump. Would also want to save energy as well to defend, especially against the rain, who's watching this with bated eyes. It's a great overtake if he can make that stick, and he does. The battle for second place is heating up as Cornet just proceeds to pull away as Stein, looking down the inside of the chicane now into the fast sector. You'd have to be a madman to overtake through here. Nope, nobody's got the bravery just yet. They're all stocked up on fuel. It would be stupid to go for a move just yet. Kachow has gained on Mr. Woot as well. Mr. Woot has struggled with connectivity issues all evening. Massive respect to him for at least giving this a go. And getting into Q3 as well, respect. As Juan looks to have stopped. And he looks to have lost a bit of front wing as well. This is an absolute catastrophe for the Alfa Romeo driver who needs the points. Eduardo's looking healthy in P18 at the moment. There was a massive skirmish on the first lap. A lot of cars involved. Stuart a little closing on Kachow. Kachow does not get the benefit of DRS, but is way too far back to even think of a lunge down the inside. This could be actually a good team play by Mr. Woot to hold up Kachow and get the German out of the way quickly. As the rain is trying once again on Stein. This is going to be probably the battle of the race, at least so far. No one can afford to make mistakes, especially the AlphaTauri team. The AlphaTauri team, of course, a 9th in the championship, closing on Haas and McLaren. They need this. Pump is looking under pressure from Stein. He will have DRS, and that is an easy move into P3, into the podium places. As Toss, although he is 5 seconds behind, as long as he keeps this healthy and keeps it clean, he could have a shot later when the pits come. Holmes looks to have caught up with Jerdy Van Rocco. He's going to have to keep this clean, make sure he doesn't get any damage. It can be absolutely dreadful for him. There is a yellow for someone, and it's Juan. He retires from the race. How unlucky. It was just never his race. It happens to the best of us. Holmesy watching this battle from quite far back, making sure not to make a faultless lunge. He's better than this. He's a championship leader. Even 10th place would be 1 point. 1 point can sometimes make a championship. Think of 2007 Formula 1. Toss is struggling to keep up with the might of the Mercedes, as there is still a massive queue, especially behind Domi Lee for 5th. And the Williams has gone off, and it looks to be is it Exotic? Exotic, just trying to keep composure now. He's not dead last, he's still in for the points if there is a safety car. Saying it again, a safety car can change the complexion of the entire race, especially in the scraps. As it looks like Kachow has gone wide. Kachow and Delta Lima, sorry, Van Rocco going wheel to wheel. Van Rocco with a great move into P10. The car's going 3 wide. It's Van Rocco, Honesy, Kachow. Kachow looks to have the better of him. As Honesy goes down the inside, this would be a stellar move. Van Rocco locks up. This could affect him later on in the lap, especially with tyre temperatures. Honesy the longer he stays behind these, the more of an advantage he'll have when they go to pit and he can get the overcut done. This corner gets a blue flag from Andre. That is unlucky for Andre. He was looking very... You know, he took the penalty and everything. He made it into Q3 still. Honesy trying to isolate Kachow. This is a battle, I think, for the championship leaders, right? Yeah, Honesy and Kachow. 61 points clear. The Racing Point driver is ahead of the German Williams driver. There's Van Rocco, Kachow and Honesy once again going to the DRS straight. One of the only places to overtake on this track. Kachow. Can he stick it though? He might have gone wide. Kachow on a hard tyres, don't forget. It's a very good move indeed. Van Rocco very compliant as well. There's just ahead of them, there is a massive skirmish for at least 5th place. 4th place not too far along the road as well. Mr. Root looks like he's having an absolutely dreadful time with his Wi-Fi. An ideal man would let your teammate pass, especially for the points. Stuart Little's been a steward and a reserve driver for most of this. Hones looks to be gaining on Van Rocco. Can he stick one down the inside? Van Rocco does not have DRS. Honesy on the other hand does. Will he go for a lunge down the inside? No, he doesn't. Van Rocco's tyres are screaming for the life now. Well, it looks to be advantage Honesy going into the double right-hander. Nearly loses it. Jesus. Van Rocco's compliant. Van Rocco pits as well. Looking no battles so far. Maybe Stuart Little and his teammate who is bouncing all over the place. Oh, he's clipping the grass as well, possibly. This corner is looking in control. The Mercedes driver. Could it be a second Mercedes win in the space of 7 days? This would be, you know, the luck turns around, seeing as they had no drivers this time 4 weeks ago. Copying for what? 37 points. I'm guessing. Root and Stewart are having a massive rivalry, and Stewart's finally beaten his teammate, but his teammate will have DRS still, will Stewart, as they both decide to stay out on the softs. This is oh, do they touch, or is this just a lag spike? Stewart looks to have been hit. This is a battle for the ages between the two Ferrari drivers. Surely not. Nah, Stewart backs off, knowing points are a must for Ferrari to continue the championship. A sliver of hope that they have left. On board with Cornet, will he be pitting or will he be staying out for just a touch longer? We expect him to pit around lap 13. At least I am. No, he does stay out. Okay. Stein is closing on toss though. On the warm soft tyres as well. This is a testament to his grit and determination, as he will have DRS. Honesy on Kachow as well. Honesy gets good drive. Kachow on the hards. Doesn't leave enough space. Yes, he does. Will he go for a switchback? Kachow now. He'll need good traction. He doesn't get it. Mr. Woot. How unfortunate. As both Honesy and Kachow make up a place. This is an absolutely stellar recovery drive by the championship leader, Honesy. Van Rocco joins back. He's currently in P12. he did say he disconnected, so it's good to see him back in any capacity. Will Stein have another go, going into the DRS zone? Pretty much back-to-back DRS zones now. He's going to have to keep the tyres' temperatures up. His tyres will be dying soon as well. As you can see some wear on the front left. These right-handers do not help the front left, certainly. Toss will know. Cornet leads by 8.7 seconds, possibly 8.8 if there's anything between these two. No, there is not so far. It is a very early box for the rain, certainly. Mr. Woot, welcome back. It's great to have you back. See if he's able to make anything. Still in 8th place. It's not the worst. Not too shabby. Both Ferraris in the points. Stuart Little just a touch higher. But he is under pressure from Honesy. Ben Rowie as well with one of the reserve drives. And he goes wide. And that's... could be a touch of understeer. And he does get a 5-second penalty. He looks to be in good condition with the tyres. But that front wing is dead. And this will ruin his race hopes, definitely. The hard tyres would have wanted to go a lot longer. PSH, of course, with a 5-second penalty as well for the severe collision. I don't know who's at fault there. It looks like he did lose it going into the corner. Tostakeva sticking with Steins up. Although you can see the delta slowly decreasing of Honesy closing in on his title challengers. Title hopeful, so to speak. See if Darth Spike can have anything on his teammate. This is, you know, it's always good to be ahead of your teammate. Same car and all. I know everyone's in the same car, but bragging rights are high at Red Bull. Especially for the gap between 1 and 2 points respectively. Corner pits. This is key. Does he come out with traffic? It's looking like he will. And it's looking like it will be Honesy. Now, if Honesy's able to make up time, although he's a pit stop down on his compatriot and race rival, then he will need some stellar work now. Van Rocco, for some reason he cannot take control of the AI car. So that car's going to go down a pecking order now. Nothing he can do. Van Rocco leaves again. This is not something a driver wants. Steinzap leaves for the time being. We expect him to pit. Toss is behind him. Toss the Kebe. Wouldn't risk it, would he? No. Smart man. Here comes Stein. What can he do? Will he be pitting? Looks like he will. I want to get the most on pit entry as well. Tosser Cable leaves for the time being. We're looking at the group, we're looking at the Alpha Tauri, the Mercedes. They're looking too far off to do anything. As he comes out in P5, these are healthy points for a healthy drive by the Dutchman Steinzap. Honesy's still closing as there is a crash and it's the Haas. Is it Andre again? It was Andre. He's able to keep it. You're still only 3.4 seconds off PSH. You did have the 5-second penalty. But Honesy... Sorry, it's... Where is it? Something's going on. I don't know where it is. Mark of Kenya, that's where it is. Oh, he's going through a lapped car. They were literally right inside each other. It's really confusing. Will Kachal be making any inroads on the hard tyres? Doesn't want to clip the grass. That would be drastic. Still the battle between the two Red Bulls. There's 3 Red Bulls in the space of a second of each other. Although it's only the 2 Red Bulls locking horns. PSH is showing pace though as he lets Domily past finally. Looks to be... Sorry about that, it looks to be the only on-track battle at the time being, as there is a yellow flag. We don't know for whom. We expect it to be for Stuart Little, who must have had something wrong. Now this is an interesting tactic by Corner, going onto the hard striped tyres now. Is his tyre management good around Zandvoort? We know his racecraft is, and his qualifying pace, obviously. This could be retribution from having pole position snatched away from him. Honesy pits. He comes out on P10. That is 1 point for the championship leader. But did he cross the white line? It didn't look like it that much. I think you have to fully cross the white line, to be fair, and he didn't do that, certainly. Mark of Kenya and Stein looking to have a little battle on the track themselves. This is for track position of P5. Mark of Kenya, the leading racing point car. This is strange times we live in. As there's a crash, and it's Van Rocco who finally retires from the race. That's tragic for the McLaren driver. It means there's only one McLaren who in about 5 seconds time is about to pass his stricken teammate. As there's a virtual safety car, this would be great for pitting. If anyone, no one is there for the pits. You've got to keep the car over in the delta, or you will get a very cheap penalty. Virtual safety car is still out. It effectively neutralizes the race. No one can gain time. The only way you can gain time is in the pit lane, and the closest car to the pit lane right now is Teduardo. Will he have... Will he pit? He's looking like he's pitting, but the VSC comes in and he gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits. That is... Did he push too hard? Trying to make as many inroads as he could. That is not the most welcome return for Teduardo. Eduardo. As we're on board with Honesy, closing on Stuart Little. He is absolutely flying. Oh! Does he suffer some front wing end plate damage? Yes, he does. This could hinder the rest of his race. He has 17 laps left, almost half distance. Looks to be the only on-track battle so far within the top 10. Will Toss be pitting? Lap 19 could be the pitting point as he stays out. Let's hope he didn't miss anything with Holmes. He is still in P9. That's 2 points for his championship storm, his charge. As there's a McLaren who's gone off and it looks like Ben. Yes, it is. He's facing the wrong way. That's no way you want to be facing. Gonna have to let his rival through. PSH. Is he going for another box? Yes, he is. Something's happening here, and it's Jurdy who retires from the race. What happened to him? Could this be a virtual safety car by where his car's positioned? We don't know yet. Let's see where his car is. In an ideal race scenario, that's a VSC at the very least. Left the session. That's another 5-second penalty for Ben, who crossed the pit lane white line. Oh my. He is still making up some great time on Andre, though. He can make up that 5 seconds, certainly. As we're on board with Toss, he should surely be thinking about pitting now. We saved a lot of energy for the soft run. Can he go 15 laps on soft tyres? That is the question. Holmes is still stuck behind Stuart Little. He's within 4/10. Will he have a go around the controller issues? Apologies. Holmes has still not made any inroads. Gonna have to. Stuart might have caught too much grass there. That this might be very bad for him going forward. So Mercedes gone off. Is it Corny? No, it's the other one. It's Lorraine, the new permanent Mercedes driver on his Mercedes debut. Still looking very handy in P5 though, although he's lost a bit of lap time. Toss pits now. This is crucial, especially for the battle with Holmesy. Looks like Holmesy will have it in him to overtake him. Maybe not. I'll tell you what, it's going to be close. Does Holmesy have the pace to make up at least, what, 5-6 seconds? Corner F1 has led every lap of this so far. Well, other than Toss's impressive stint on the mediums, which has come to an end. But his nearest rivals, Kachal, 5.8 seconds. Could easily let off a tiny bit, give the energy a rest. Maybe save the tyres, especially for the long run. Battle currently Holmesy. He will struggle even more now to get past Stewart because he will have DRS coming from off Darth Spike. Corner takes another lap. Lap 23 now. Stuart Little's a sitting duck. He has got DRS though, but the better drive comes to the racing point behind him. It's going to be a dive bomb behind the championship leader. Does he make it stick? Looks like he's run out of road. Yes, he makes it stick. But Stuart's fighting back down the inside. He will still have the better drive and traction. Stuart will have to let off, although he might try again down the inside. This is going to be very ballsy as well by the British driver. This is a battle for the ages between the Ferrari and the Racing Point. Cornet still setting faster laps on hard tyres. That's a testament to his knowledge of the track and pace in general. Tosto on the soft tyres. This is going to be major gainers. Well done, Kachow on the hard tyres. Went 24 laps on the hards. Must have been a miserable race for him towards the end. He might come out P6, P7. P6 it is. Make sure not to cross the white line. That's caught a few people out. Ben in P16 would know what I'm talking about. As there is a queue behind P4. It's the rain train at the moment. Is Stewart just letting off, or can he just physically not catch up with the raw pace of Honesy? Kachow is gaining on his good friend yet bitter rival Tommy Lee. Make sure not to get too much inside curb. You can easily unsettle the car. And down on the straight. There was yellows on sector 3, which have quickly been waved off. The rain locks up. This could be crucial for Mercedes title hopes. We're already near enough on 25 for Cornet. Looks to be the only on-track battle at the moment other than Honesy. Stuart Little finally pits. He was struggling on the tyres. Now he's on some fresh softs. Possibly going for fastest lap in P10 as well. That's 2 points instead of the usual 1. Darspike is struggling out there. Trying to find some grip and obscure places of the track. Honesy gets DRS. This might be just a walk in the park. We go into the final corner with a Red Bull ahead of a Racing Point. Will we come out with a Racing Point storming past the Red Bull? Doesn't even need the DRS. Corner with now a 10.1 second lead ahead. So don't really do much for the Drivers' Championship, but more importantly the Constructors' Championship. What a stellar job by the Mercedes team. Really proud. Speaking of Mercedes, here's the other driver, the permanent driver, don't forget. Struggling with Kachow. Kachow tried this move in another league a couple of days ago. Caused mass controversy. Was it the right move? Was it not? Didn't go for it this time. There's 16 cars currently driving. Oh. Just jumping over the curve. This isn't bloody show jumping. Kachow makes sure to get some great drive coming out of the final corner. As the Mercedes is powerless to defend. Will he go wheel to wheel? No. Job done before the braking zone's even needed. Toss might have found just an extra something inside of him. He's made up a 10th, but it's looking to be race done for Cornet. All he needs to do is keep it on the track, keep it consistent, and it's job well done for the Dutchman. Here's Ben trying on Andre. He is lagging quite a hefty bit, and just like I expected, Stuart Little with the fastest lap, 1:11.4 in that scarlet red Ferrari. He's looking at home. No one in front of him. hardly anyone behind him. As we go back to the battle for P4, he might just be letting off a tiny bit. He'll need to be within DRS. Kachao is good out of corners. Good at getting drive. I don't think he'll have DRS. No, he does not. We're entering the sweaty parts of the race now, where every corner matters. As Kachao definitely on the push lap with a 1:11.3. Gets fastest lap by just under a tenth. Now Domi Lee trying to have a go at the rain as well. The rain on the hard tyres. Both of these drivers on the hard tyres. Let's see how long they've been on the hard tyres. 14 laps to rain's 15, so there's not much of a difference between them. Of course, Stuart Little, by the way, P10 on a 2-stop strategy, so maybe we underestimated the 2-stopper. There is a Mercedes stopped on a track. Is it Stuart Little? Yes, it is. I spoke too soon. He might just be able to keep some P11. Yes, he lets his teammate pass. That's still 1 point for the team. We'll come back to that battle in a while, see if Stuart's able to catch up to his teammate. Domi Lee's trying his hardest to make some ground. But the rain is, well, the reigning champion in this battle, to say the least. He's driving like a madman with 7 laps to go. These lockups surely can't help him. Who just went off there? Was it Hornsey? No, it's Mark of Kenya who looks to have went off. Driving a very lonely race in P9, I must say. Kachao pushing on Stein now. He's made up nearly 4 seconds on the rain. He is absolutely flying. But energy looks to be a problem as well. As we look at his telemetry, we see the energy. He is out of energy. Kachao still able to get fastest lap. That's an extra point for his championship bid. Will he want an extra 2 points to complement that, as Stein looks to be struggling on the hard tyres? 5 lap old Sauce probably at the peak of the powers now. Kachao needs to make this move stick, and fast. What's Domi Lee looking to be doing? Looking to be quite ambitious down the inside? No. Very cautious move from the Red Bull driver. Red Bull drivers known to be hotheads, both in real life and in virtual world. He does get DRS. This is going to be very close indeed. Both drivers on similar conditioned hard tyres. Too late for a lunge. It's all about the traction. Domi Lee looks to have it, but the drive out of the corner by the Mercedes driver was absolutely splendid. It's looking to be one of the best battles I've seen in Zandvoort in quite some time. And after holding P5 for so long, the rain, it's still sticking something down the inside. Can he make the stick? He might have to switch back on the inside for this chicane. No. As it's looking to be a very difficult move for the rain to have any chance of getting back at the man who just stole P5 from him. Speaking of flying, here's Kachao on the back of Stein. He will have... He's turned up his engine mode completely. Balls to the wall, foot to the floor. Will Kaczal be able to overtake Stein in the closing laps of this Dutch Grand Prix for that final podium place to further his championship bid? Stein, remember, got driver of the day last week. This could be another driver of the day performance from him. This is a dogfight for the ages between the AlphaTauri and the Williams. Will Kaczal go for something ballsy? No, not just yet. This mustn't be doing anything good for the car temperature for Kaczal as well. Two Ferraris, by the way, side by side pretty much. This is interesting. Stewart trying for something new on those soft tyres. He's going to have to make something work before they start to dilapidate. The rain still sticking with Tommy Lee. Remember, the rain's on one lap older tyres than the Red Bull. He has the energy, although he turns off late. He doesn't want to waste some. He might be waiting for the last lap, if anything. So after, what, 8 rounds without a podium, Toss Decade might be going for 2 podiums in the space of 3 races. He is currently 9 seconds off the race win. It's looking like a far cry for the Scotsman. The rain still clawing away at the Red Bull. Kaczal must have had some great DRS assistance going through there, because he's right on the back of Stein now. Kaczal loses it. Great to keep the car controlled, but that P3 slipping away from his grasp, as he's lucky to keep the car not only in P4 but just on the track in all. That race is over, and it's PSH looking to be very slow. What's happened here? So he's got a gear stick problem. Must be just something with the spectator menu that's glitched. Don't want to leave it on there for too long. The rain trying once again. Feels like deja vu with these two. They're having their own little race. They don't care about the other 14 drivers. It's just between these two. I think the winner of this battle should get a little trophy as well. Cornet starts lap 35, as these two are still on the 34th lap of the mandatory 36. Mark of Kenya and Stewart going side by side. Mark of Kenya is absolutely flying, looking to get in on Mr. Woot, who is suffering from network connectivity issues. Battle now. Honesy has joined the fray. This is what happens when you don't make your moves stick. The rain is now under pressure from the reigning king, so to speak. As Darspike gets a 5-second penalty for unnecessary speeding in the pit lane. Mark of Kenya and Woot. Now this is Kenya on some great tyres. How old are these tyres? They must be very new. Literally, he's on his outlap. This is dire. These are dire times for the Ferrari team. The space of a lap, they've gone from P9 and P10 to maybe P10 and P11 for the flying racing point. Can you stick one down the inside? No. Oh my. I think a Racing Point has just illegally entered a Ferrari. I don't know if that's illegal, but there is a violation there somehow. Mr. Woot leaves the session. That's tragic. He's up for at least a point, maybe two. As Cornet, who's led a commanding race, albeit a boring one. He's gained on Stuart Little. Once again a Mercedes laps a Ferrari. I'm used to it at this point. He doesn't get the DRS, he doesn't need it, he's 9 seconds clear of Toss. Toss can try all he wants. But we expected a Dutch winner, in a pink car. But it's not going to be Honesy, it's going to be Cornet, who brings his car home brilliantly on the hard tyres. What a gamble. And he comes home to win his home Dutch Grand Prix, and he is chuffed, to say the least. Kachow might have to stick one down the inside somewhere. Kachow's not going to be able to do it. Kachow comes home in P4. Unless anything happens online, I doubt it will. Honesy P7, this is... You know, there's points on the board, but he could have done much, much, much more. Doesn't need the tyre, the race is already done. As the final points finishing places are closing now. And the race is over. Mr. Woot, how unlucky, missing out on a point by 3.5 seconds. As it looks to be a yellow flag, and there's a massive pile up. Oh my god, that was quite the shit show. For my introduction to commentary, I hope you enjoyed it. You know, I certainly enjoyed commenting over this absolute shit wreck of a race. The race would have been much better, but at the end of the day, the winner is a Dutch driver, and the winner is Cornet. Corny, whatever you want to call him. He wins the race, he gets the champagne. It's champagne for Corn, it's sheer pain for Honesy, who only gets P7. Corn finishes in P1 with Tosla Kaber in P2, near enough 9.5 seconds behind, but on the soft tyres. Stein makes it a Dutch 1-3, making it P3. Very solid race from P7. Kachow on P11. Remember, he started on the hard tyres, so that's a very lucky gamble. Domi Lee P5. And there's a Dutch 6-7 with the rain and the Honesy P7. Darth Spike, of course, P8. Stuart Little P9, great second stint. Mark of Kenya on the 2-stopper as well, as long as Darth Spike and Stuart Little ended up finishing the points. Fastest lap goes to Andre, but he is unable to gain a point as he's out of the points. As we speak, hopefully with Mr. Cornet F1. First time I've ever spoke to him. Right, just don't overreact when he joins. He's just another driver. Bonjour. Good race. Good win. So, you went to hard tyres. I wasn't expecting that. You know, no, I was expecting mediums, and then Just slapped on the hards, won the race by 10 seconds, you know, job well done. Back to the reserve drivers you go. Yeah, yeah. Wait, what? No. No, it's a Dutch 1-3. Could have been a Dutch 1-2-3 if Honesy didn't fuck it up. Stein got P3, yeah. Great race, started from P7. Kachow started on hard tyres as well, so it was a very solid race from him. Yeah. P11. Yes, 11-4. And that's what, at least, what, 34 points, 36 points for Mercedes. We went from having... I'm having a look now, I think it might be P4. Yes. So, we went from having no drivers to having 4 drivers in the space of 3 weeks. But, you know, job well done. Even Mr. Woot had very bad network. Like, he was lagging everywhere. No, like he's always had decent internet. I know it because he spins very clearly. It's just this race he just looked off it with the internet. He's obviously on Talk Wi-Fi. Yeah, I don't blame him. I felt bad for Van Rocco as well. He lagged out and he wasn't able to rejoin. Yeah, I got that exact thing yesterday in Silverstone. Mhm. So, go on, I'm going to leave it to you. Do you want to race in Spa? Well, you've won the last race. We've had 2 Mercedes winners in the last 2 races. So, do you want to race next? I'm happy doing commentary again if they'll have me. We'll do rock paper scissors. Just I don't know how, but where does it put you now? I don't even know whether you are in a championship. 35 points. Jesus. I should get points for commentary. I did bully Mr. Woot for being Welsh a few times. That was rough. I think somebody went into the side of him. I think it was 3 wide going out of turn 1. Yeah, I went on to, was it Pump? I was on his camera just watching you two just fly away. Toss had an awful start. Mm. I felt like I could have won that, you know, just as you do. But anyway, do you want to say anything before the stream ends? No? You like to? Would you like to thank, you know, Allah or something? Wait.
I don't have an opinion.
Oh yeah. Why? Will we be switching next week? Yeah. Ah, sweet. I'll make sure to bin it in Eau Rouge for you. No. I got PA to the P1. Should we just take turns every week? Yeah, sure. So I'll do Spa, then you do Britain. Britain? Oh, Britannia. Alright, don't bully me now. I'm gonna end the stream. Thanks for, letting me commentate. It's been really fun. And I hope to do it again. Congrats on your win as well. I wouldn't say you deserved it.